My husband never yelled at me, never insulted me, never even argued much. But every night, around 11 p.m., my phone would light up. And without ever saying it out loud, he expected me to answer. I didn't fight him. I didn't complain. I just changed the rules. And 4 months later, he became a completely different man. If you've ever felt quietly controlled, emotionally overlooked, or stuck in a pattern you didn't agree to, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Because this husband-wife story transformation might feel uncomfortably familiar. We had been married for 6 years. Not a dramatic marriage. Not toxic in the obvious ways people talk about online. No screaming matches. No slammed doors. Just patterns. The kind that creep in quietly. At first, everything about him felt admirable. He was disciplined, focused, always thinking ahead. Even his job reflected that, structured, demanding, always on. And I respected that. I really did. But somewhere along the way, respect turned into adjustment. And adjustment slowly turned into expectation. It started small. A message after dinner. Hey, can you check something for me real quick? Then later, just one more thing before bed. Then eventually, 11:13 p.m., 11:47 p.m., 12:02 a.m. At first, I didn't think much of it. We're married, right? We help each other. We support each other. That's what I told myself. But here's what no one talks about. Support isn't supposed to feel like pressure. And love isn't supposed to feel like obligation. He never said, you have to respond. But he didn't need to. Because every morning, there was that look. That subtle, almost invisible expectation. Like, you saw it, right? You handled it. You're on top of things. And I was. Every time. At first, I responded immediately. No matter the time. No matter how tired I was. No matter if I was already half asleep. My phone buzzes. I open it. I reply. Quick. Efficient. Reliable. Because that's who I was. Reliable. But slowly, something inside me started to shift. It wasn't anger. Not yet. It was weight. The kind you don't notice until you're carrying it every day. I started sleeping lighter. Waking up every time my phone lit up. Even when it wasn't him. Even when it didn't matter. And one night, I just stared at the ceiling. Phone in my hand. Screen glowing. Message open. And I thought, why does this feel like a job? The next morning, I almost said something. Almost. I feel like. I stopped. Because I already knew how it would go. You're overthinking. It's not a big deal. I'm just sending it so I don't forget. You can reply whenever. But whenever never actually meant whenever. It meant before morning. Before the day started. Before his expectations kicked in. And I was tired. Not physically. Emotionally. Tired of being available all the time. Tired of adjusting without being asked. Tired of saying nothing and still feeling everything. I started questioning myself. Am I being dramatic? It's just messages, right? Other wives probably do more. I tried to rationalize it. He works hard. He's stressed. He trusts me. But then another thought crept in. Then why don't I feel trusted instead of managed? That thought stayed. It didn't go away. And once you see something clearly, you can't unsee it. That's when I realized something uncomfortable. He wasn't forcing me. I was allowing it. And somehow, that made it worse. The breaking point wasn't dramatic. No fight. No argument. No big moment. It was a Saturday morning. 6:02 a.m. My phone buzzed. I opened my eyes slowly. Heart already racing. Another message. Another quick thing. Another task. That could have waited. I didn't even read it right away. I just stared at the notification. And for the first time, I didn't feel responsible. I felt done. Not with him. Not with the marriage. With the pattern. That was the moment everything changed and I didn't confront him with words. I didn't sit him down. I didn't explain my feelings. Instead, I did something quieter. Something he couldn't argue with. I created a rule. For myself. Every message he sent me, I would reply exactly 24 hours later. Not 23. Not 25. Exactly. I would read it immediately. Draft the reply right away. Make sure everything was perfect. Helpful. Thoughtful. Complete. And then, I would wait. That first night felt strange. 11:47 p.m. Message received. I read it. Typed the reply. Saved it. And didn't send it. The next night. 11:47 p.m. I hit send. My heart was pounding. Not because I did something wrong, but because I finally didn't do what was expected. Days passed. Then weeks. He noticed. Of course he did. At first, subtle. A slight pause in the morning. A glance. A question that almost formed, but didn't. Then something interesting happened. His messages started coming earlier. 10 p.m., 9:30 p.m., 8 p.m. I didn't change anything. 24 hours. Every time. He adjusted again. 6 p.m., 4 p.m. Still. 24 hours. I wasn't punishing him. I wasn't being passive-aggressive. I was just responding on my own terms. And for the first time in years, I felt in control of my own time. One evening, he finally said something. Not angry, not defensive, just confused. Hey, I've noticed you've been replying a bit later lately. I looked at him. Calm. I reply within a day, I said softly. Silence. He nodded slowly. Yeah, you do. That was it. No argument. No lecture. But something shifted. Because for the first time, he had to feel what I had been feeling. The waiting. The uncertainty. The lack of immediacy. And suddenly, it mattered. Over the next few weeks, everything changed. Not overnight. Not dramatically. But consistently. His messages stopped coming late at night. Then they stopped coming after dinner. Then, they started coming during the day. Like normal. Like respectful. Like balanced. And one night, for the first time in years, my phone didn't light up. I didn't realize how much I needed that silence. Until I finally had it. And neither of us said anything about it. But we both knew. Here's what I learned. Sometimes, people don't understand your boundaries. Until they experience them. Not through words. Not through arguments. Through reality. I didn't fight him. I didn't accuse him. I didn't beg to be heard. I just stopped overgiving. And in doing that, I taught him how to treat me. Here's what I learned. Sometimes, people don't understand your boundaries. Until they experience them. Not through words. Not through arguments. Through reality. I didn't fight him. I didn't accuse him. I didn't beg to be heard. I just stopped overgiving. And in doing that, I taught him how to treat me. Marriage isn't always about confrontation. Sometimes, it's about quiet correction. Because the loudest message you can send is the one that changes behavior without saying a word. And sometimes, respect doesn't come from asking for it. It comes from living like you already deserve it. If this story resonated with you, hit like and tell me in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Would you speak up or stay silent and change the rules? And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful husband-wife story transformations.